Hi everyone, it's Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. So I filmed a video for you and I went to edit it and I forgot to film an intro. So this is actually filmed after I filmed the rest of the video. On the same day though, but I changed my clothes. I'm gonna go work out, so I have my exercise clothes on. And anyways, I have a get ready with me for you and I hope you enjoy this video. I am going to get started and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to use while I'm using it, because I often tell you what I'm aiming for in my get ready with me's and I show you things in advance, but this is just going to be a quick one and it's going to be chatty, so it gives me a little more time to chat with you instead of swatching all the colors in an eyeshadow palette, for example. So I have already put on my foundation and I'm just going to do my eyes next, and I'm going to be using an eyeshadow palette that I've never used before, not even myself. Like sometimes I haven't used a palette on here, but this is just new to me, so I'm experimenting with it for the first time, and it's from Alter Ego. I love Alter Ego. It's an affordable brand. Go to their website and they often dupe other palettes that are very expensive, and I like that. I know when Natasha Denona releases like a big palette, sometimes they'll dupe it, and you'll see YouTubers all over the place comparing one eye to the expensive one to Alter Egos. The palette I'm using, it may be a dupe for an expensive palette, but if it is, I don't know which one. And the one I'm going to be using is called the Mist Haven palette from Alter Ego. And it does have a nice mirror. The packaging is just as nice as like high-end packaging, just like nice thick cardboard. It has a mirror, and this is what it looks like. It's kind of mysterious, a lot of deeper colors. And I was trying to plot out in advance what I was gonna do. What's really nice is you have these cool colors here, and then you have like your purpley colors, like this is like a light like mauve. And if you combine that with some of this shade that is also like a purpley color, and then you have some sparkly purple colors too, as you can see. So they're really pretty. This one is not quite, it's more plum, and these are a little more lavender and pink. But I think that they'll go really well together, and I'm excited to experiment with this palette. If you go to the Alter Ego website and they have like the arm with different skin tones and swatches, it gave me some really good ideas on how to use like 3 colors together, because that's what I typically do. I typically use 3 shades whenever I do my eye makeup. So I love their eyelid primer too, because it's a really good eyelid primer. It doesn't dry out my eyelids, and it comes with this little doe foot applicator. So I just put like a little swipe on my eyelids. I probably should do a little here too, because I'm gonna go over my crease and just kind of tap that in. I like it because it's light. Like no matter what your skin tone, it gives you like a nice base, like the shade of it. You know how when you're painting, they often say, you know, use a very light primer. It's like that. It just like kind of, it is a primer. It primes your eyelids. Okay, sorry about my squeaky mirror. I have a mirror here that I always use, and it has like obviously a regular side and then a magnified side, and I switch it around. So you're gonna hear some squeaking. I might have to like oil it or something. I've never done that before. Okay, so now we're gonna jump in, and you can get some Alter Ego brushes too, which are really, really nice. Like this one's from Alter Ego. So they have some brush sets that are really nice. I do have an Alter Ego brush set. I switch out my brushes. Like when I wash a set of brushes, like my Real Techniques brushes, I will wash them and then I'll put different brushes into my little glass container. So I'm constantly rotating, but the Alter Ego are affordable and really good. I just called, and so I stopped recording and I talked to him for a little bit, and now I can't remember what I was talking about. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start using this palette from Alter Ego. It is the Mist Haven, and you can still purchase this one. And what I really like about it is that these are all mattes, these 3 rows, and these are all like shimmers and satins. These are mattes too. And this one's like creamy, like for an eyeliner. See? So that's kind of nice. So that is what I'm gonna use. And yeah, let's just get started. I did write some notes of things I want to talk about. Oh my gosh, that must be like waterproof because it's really hard to get off my finger. So I'm just going to use some of that Cinema Secrets. That's really good stuff if you haven't tried it for brush cleaning, and it's really helpful while you're getting ready. You can spritz it on your brushes between switching colors, and you only have to use like one brush then. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take this shade called Plum, and I find that's just like a very light plum or a mauve. And the good thing is that it doesn't have a lot of kick up, and it's a really light, like I said, I think of it as more of a mauve. It looks like it's got like a little bit of lavender in it, like it's not pink. So next week I'm going to South Carolina to visit my daughter. She works for, well, I guess I shouldn't tell too much about her. She might not like that, but I'm gonna go see her for a few days, and I'm so excited just to get away from winter for a few days. Even though the winter here has been pretty mild. I may have said this before on my channel, but my husband and I say this to each other a lot, that it's like where we live seems very ideal right now because our summers have been really nice. Spring and fall have been really nice, and our winters have been getting milder and milder every year. We haven't had very much snow at all, and we do have like a little burst of like really cold days, but most days are not super duper cold. Okay, my other son just came into my room and talked to me about something, so again I lost track. Today is like a unique day. All my kids are talking to me today. I talked to my older daughter for a little while. Then I talked to my middle daughter. We texted, and then just a little text. And then I talked to my youngest son, and then my older son is home. So I've been talking to him a lot. He doesn't have classes on Fridays. So sometimes he comes home for a long weekend and he gets good food and he gets spoiled, and then he goes back to school on Monday. So, okay, I've got that plum shade down, and now I'm going to take, I'm gonna take this shade. I think it's called Mink, and it's quite a bit deeper than plum. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take Mink, and this is a really dark shade. It doesn't look like it has a lot of kick up. I tapped the brush, but nothing like fell. Like it doesn't look dusty, so I don't think it's dusty. And I should use like something to make an outer V, but I'm just gonna use the same brush. I really don't like washing my makeup brushes. I do it, but it's kind of a chore that I don't enjoy. So I try to use as few brushes as possible, and it usually works out just fine. If I'm going someplace special and I want my makeup to look really expertly applied, I'll use all the right tools, because I think that that is like the trick. More than the products you use, having the right tools is more important in some ways, because I mean, as long as you're using like decent quality makeup, it doesn't have to be like Natasha Denona or expensive makeup. You can create some really beautiful looks, with a nice set of brushes. And so it's a little bit deeper, but I think I want it to be even deeper. So I am gonna take this really deep plum here called Echo. So I have that, I put that in the outer corner, and that's fine, but I'm gonna get a different tool, and I'm gonna go into this one, which is called Echo. Sort of densely packed nubby brush. This is good for smudging, and I'm gonna go into Echo and just tap a little bit of that on the edge of my brush, and I'm gonna go like on the inside of that outer V that I did. Actually, I kind of didn't use the right brush, so it's sort of blended, and it's not like a V per se. So now I am going to take this, and I'm going to really kind of line the inside with Echo. And I'm gonna do a cut crease. I'm just gonna go along my crease with this. This brush fits perfectly in my eye for a cut crease, where you just kind of drag your eyeshadow into the crease like so. So it's like a dramatic line. In the 60s, that's how they used to just leave it. They draw that like line like that and then not blend it out. And maybe that's fine, but I'm going to just softly smudge it out. And I don't want to over blend it because I don't, you know, I just want it to stay a little bit darker like that. So I'm just gonna kind of smudge it in. And that's pretty. Now whatever's left on the brush of Echo, I'm gonna use the same smudger brush and I'm just gonna go beneath my lower lash line with that. I really like this color because if it has too much red or pink in it, it's not flattering underneath my eye. It just makes me look ill. You know, like my eyes are pink or red. And this does not do that. And I'm just kind of connecting it here. And now I did swatch these, this shade and this shade. Let me show you how they're different. These are sort of a little bit sparkly. And so this one is this. It's a little more mauve or raspberry, shade shifter, like a deeper plum with some pink in it. And this is the other one, and it's really deep like this, but it's a shimmer, and this is a matte. So I think I'm gonna go with the more kind of like raspberry, and I'm just gonna apply it with my finger, the raspberry one. Oh, that's so pretty. It's a little bit of sparkle. I hope you can see that. And I like using sparkly shades with my finger because you get like more, like with a brush, it just brushes out too much. And I want this to kind of stay put like as a spotlight right in the center of my lid. So that is what I'm doing. And now I am gonna take this shade right here that has no lavender or purple or anything like that. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. Just like a very light, like I think of snow, like that sort of like sparkly light. And I'm gonna put this in the inner corner. Just because I think it's so pretty to have that little bit of sparkle there. But I'm going to go with the Bobbi Brown, and this is like the gel eyeliner, and I'm just going to use it to line the inside of my lid. This is like tight lining. Tartelette XL tubing mascara. I love this. This is my second tube of it. And I think my favorite tubing mascaras are this one, and I also like the Thrive Liquid Lash Extension. I've been kind of crazy about this one lately. I like it because I can work a full day and it doesn't ever smudge, smear, or flake. And even when I work out, it doesn't do any of those things, and it really lengthens my lashes. And lately, I've not been wearing as much. Oh my gosh, look at that. I always make a mess. Okay, let's try this again. I haven't been wearing as much mascara as I used to. I used to like my lashes to feel really kind of crispy and crunchy. It made me feel secure that I had mascara on because I don't like how light my lashes are normally. So I really feel insecure going out without mascara. So I had I don't know, my insecurities from being younger carry over. But now I am more secure and I don't really need to be OCD about my mascara. So I've been just not wearing quite as much, just kind of lengthening my lashes and making them dark, but not like really going to town. This is really great, and I think it helps me not need to use as much mascara because the brush is not super flexible. It's kind of stiff. So it really gets in there and grasps every single lash, even those really little lashes that are just starting to grow in. I'm going to use Glossier Boy Brow for my brows. And I really like this a lot. I was using the Kosas Airbrow for a while. I like that one too. Whenever there's a sale, that's when I pick up whichever one is on sale. They're both really good. And it's like a fiber eyebrow. You need to have hair for it to attach to. So I do have brows, as you can see, but it grasps on and just fills them in and darkens them. And it also is so fine that you can kind of use it to kind of fill in areas where you don't have brows, and it works just fine for that. But I think if you don't have any brow hairs and you don't have like say you have tattooed brows or you don't have any brows for whatever reason, because as we get older, sometimes we lose our brows. I don't think I'd recommend this to you, because you know, it just really just fills them in, helps them like stay nice and neat. I'm kind of liking this new like fluffier brow trend. I obviously plucked my brows a lot in the 90s. And then when that happens, because you pluck them for so long, they don't grow back. I used to have super thick eyebrows. They were too thick though. I'm not wishing for those again, but I plucked my brows and lost a lot of brows. My daughters both have really thick brows like I used to have because they didn't pluck. Okay, now I'm gonna use one of these blushes from Tarte. These are the 12-hour Amazonian clay blushes. I really like these a lot. I used to share them on my channel all the time, and I always say when you look at them when you're in Ulta or Sephora, they have them sitting out like this, and I don't know, they look faded out or something, or they kind of just dry up. They're not creamy, but they just don't look enticing when you're in the store. So I don't know how you can get a better look at them. Maybe scratch some of it off and then look to see what's underneath. But this one's Blushing Bride, and it looks like this. And it's just like a really rosy color, like a soft, dusky pink. And I really like this a lot. So switch around the old mirror again and go in with my Blushing Bride. And this will stay put all day. They're matte, so this isn't a shimmer. Sometimes I like a good matte. And these are buildable. As you can see, I just kind of built it up. Too Faced, and it's the Milk Chocolate Soleil. It's a cool toned matte bronzer. As you can see, it's really pretty and it's great for fair skin. See, it's just like a little bit deeper than my skin tone. It's a really great wintertime bronzer. So I am just gonna pick up some of this and just kind of put a little at the top of my forehead and the backs of my cheekbones, maybe just a little here. I don't usually bronze my nose, just a very light touch of that. And then lastly, besides my lips, I'm gonna take this NARS translucent powder. It looks like this. It looks really white, but it's kind of clear actually. And it just kind of helps set everything without making my skin look dried out. L'Oreal lipstick in the shade Mauve. And that's what it looks like. It's got a little bit of a, like a shimmer or satiny finish. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on. I have a noisy house today. Okay, so no lip liner, just that. I really like this. If you want like a peachy shade, if you're wearing like peachy tones, I love Peach Fuzz. It's like the exact same thing, but like in a peachier tone, and Mauve if I'm wearing pink. And I've been purchasing these over and over and over. And I have so many tubes of it because I'm always afraid they're gonna discontinue it. So I find them in coat pockets. I find them in my little cosmetic drawer. I find them in old handbags I carried. So I just don't like to ever be without this or Peach Fuzz, but you can still get both of them. They're my two favorites. I told you I wasn't gonna talk very much about the makeup because I wanted to do a chatty get ready with me, and I took down notes of things I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm going to try to just like mention a few things. And the first thing was that I told you I'm going to go see my daughter. I have an old tattoo that I got when I was 18 years old, and it looks terrible. It's very faded and old. I'm going to try to show it to you. See, it's right there. And it's like a love heart with two flowers on the sides. And it was what I could afford at the time. That's how I chose it. I just wanted like a little delicate tattoo because when I was growing up in the late 80s, I was a teenager, and a lot of the supermodels at the time, if you grew up in that era, you'll recall that they were getting those little tattoos. And so I really wanted one. So I went and got one with my sister and my roommate, and my sister has had hers removed, and it doesn't bother me. I don't mind it. I just kind of forget about it. and I don't even think about it, that it's there. But my daughters have both said they want me to change my tattoo and then they'll get something similar. And so I'm going to South Carolina, and my other daughter doesn't really care, so I'm going to get that tattoo revised. And what they're going to do is like put like white over it, like white it out, but that won't completely get rid of it. That isn't like something you would do to get rid of a tattoo, but it does allow them to put something over it, and it would cover it completely. So that's what my daughter and I are going to do, and I'm not sure exactly what we've decided upon. We're tossing around some ideas, so I don't know what's going to go there. But I also want to get one other tattoo, and I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes because you might not be tattoo people, but I'm not somebody who wants to have a lot of tattoos. I want to look very clean and fresh. Like I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you have a lot of tattoos, it can almost look like a little bit dirty. You know what I mean? Like it would be really hard to pull off the clean girl aesthetic, for example. Not that there's anything wrong with it, and it's almost like gives you more of an edgy look, and that's not what I'm going for. But I am going to show you a picture of the tattoo that I want to get behind my ear. So I was looking, and I'd like to get a tattoo of like a little flower or something right here, just hiding behind my ear, so when I wear my hair up, you can see it. And that's what I'm planning on doing too. So I will come back probably with a couple of tattoos. My daughter lives in South Carolina, and we're going to go to Savannah for a day. My daughter has some tattoos, and so her tattoo artist is in Savannah. So we're going to spend the day there, and we're going to get the tattoos, and then we're going to eat there and just spend the whole day in Savannah. I hope and pray that the weather will be really nice and we can take some really nice photos. We can walk around outside without running from place to place, and it'll be a beautiful day. That's what I'm praying for. So yeah, if you're a praying person, please pray that happens and send out some good vibes if you're not. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so that was one thing I was going to mention to you. And then the other thing is Valentine's. So I'm going away on Valentine's weekend. My husband and I, we do kind of celebrate Valentine's. Like he'll send me flowers or something, and I'll get him like just something small with a card. I've always thought of Valentine's Day as like a parent-child holiday though, because even though I've had boyfriends and we've done little things and gone out to dinner, my mom and dad would always get me like a heart-shaped box full of candy and a nice card every year. And so then when I had my kids, ever since they were little, I would buy them Valentines. I would put like a little stuffy and some candies and a little card, and maybe put a balloon on the table and put their little gifts, because I have 4 kids, around it. So I always, I joke with my kids that you never know who's going to make the Valentine list. Like when they're being sassy or something, I'll be like, Valentine's is coming. You might not want to be sassy right now. So they always make the Valentine list, but it's just something I always say. And they kind of joke like, you're not going to make mama's Valentine list. So I did get some Valentines for my kids, and I'm gonna have them ready for them, so that way, my daughter, I'll have to bring her Valentine when I see her. My other daughter, I'll give it to her. We might see her this weekend, so I'll give that to her. It's not the same. I'm not putting it out with a little display or anything like I used to, but I like to give them Valentines because they're my loves. They're like my true loves, and my husband is my true love too. So that was something else. What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Do you celebrate Galentine's? I work at Pure Barre, and I did get my 2, what we call bar besties. They're the girls I work out with, 2 of them every single day. We save each other places, and they're like my bar besties. So I did find 2 shirts at Pure Barre, because we have a boutique there, and it says, "Plank you for being my friend," instead of "thank you," because we do planks there. And so I got each of them a shirt and a little Galentine's card, because just for friendship. So I did have a few Valentines this year, which is kind of nice. Friends, children, my husband, and I am mailing my mom and dad Valentine cards because they always took care of me on Valentine's. So that's what I have going on. What do you have going on for Valentine's? I feel like my hair looks so funky. I have to get dressed. I'm still wearing leggings and a tank top. I have to get dressed, but yeah, I spent the morning talking to my son, and we went out and got something to eat, and we stopped and got his girlfriend her Valentine. So yeah, love is all around us right now. And I am hoping to do not a get ready with me, a favorites video, a February favorites or January favorites. I'm late, so it'll probably be a combined January, February favorites. And hopefully I can get that up pretty soon so I can get more videos out to you. I always appreciate those of you, most of you, leaving me your sweet comments, and some of you tell me that you miss seeing me as much, and I miss seeing you guys as much too. It really means a lot to me. So please don't be shy. Leave me a comment, even if you just say hello. And I hope that you have a really beautiful Valentine's Day if I don't see you before then. But anyways, have a blessed and beautiful day. Thank you for spending some time with me.